guys, it's Josh here and I'm back with another Sword and Shield theme team. So this is actually another random egg theme team. These are really fun ones to do because you really don't know what you're going to get. Now the fun thing with this is I actually got a team full of Pokemon that are weak to one type, which was crazy. Also, if you do hear a little bit of clicking in the background, in the first battle I did, as you can hear now, forget to turn my microphone off while recording. So there is that little bit. Now this team I got from everybody. Now I will not lie, there was one Pokemon I did rebreed because his stats were so bad. I mean, everything was lower than decent except for one thing, that this team was already hard enough and I wanted to make a competitive set I could use afterwards. Anyway, I led off with my Delibird. My Delibird is dead. Now this Delibird set I will get to next battle a little bit, but it was a bit upsetting, but it's something a little different. So anyway, I bought in my Araquanid here. Now, I thought this Araquanid can do some work, and I assumed with that damage we were Specs. I didn't think I'd get taken out without Specs, so I assumed that. So I went for a stockpile expecting either a swap or very little damage, and I was correct. So anyway, I get the boosts off, and I thought the only thing with this thing is it could have Haze, or it could be going for Nightshade, but I didn't go for either, which was cool. Because a Haze screws me over, because as much as it doesn't give me the stock, it takes away my defense boosts, I still keep that stockpile level 1, meaning I can only get a max of +2 in both defense and special defense. So here I'm just going for the liquidations. I thought I want to take this thing down. Unfortunately, Sarge here did forget about that there, or wasn't sure and went for it, and I do have a very fantastic ability there. So I do get the kill there against the Dustox, which is nice, and we're going to get the Raichu coming in. So I'm like, alright, well let's see how we go. So I'm going to get T-bolted. I am actually a... what am I? I'm max defense, 120 in attack, and then the rest in special defense. Because I am more of a specially defensive Pokemon, I played it around like that. So anyway, I'm taking a lot of damage, but I thought I've started getting something rolling here. I generally think I could hold on. I just don't want to go down yet. So I go for the Dynamax here. You know, Raichu's a bit of a worry. I know it won't take me out after a boost and this, so obviously I'm going to go up and double my HP here. So I know I'm surviving this. Outspared, Thunderbolt, so now it's not even taking off enough. It actually took off exactly what I had. So, you know, and this is where I was like, okay, well, I got the kill, and again, sorry about the clicking, but I was like, oh, Sarge might be a little bit annoyed. I'm a little worried about this thing because I might be able to do some good work with Araquanid. I thought, gosh, believe if I could get a sweep would be really cool too, but we'll see. So Lanoon comes back in, the Hoenn Lanoon, and extreme speeds me. Only does just over 20, so I'm able to max Geisha here. Geyser. I say Geisha every time. Geyser. 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 Now, Max Geyser, the reason I went for this one over the bug is, one, because obviously it's going to be way more powerful thanks to my ability. But also, two, is we have the rain set up. So anyway, the moves here I'm running are Stockpile, I run Liquidation, Leech Life, and then Skitter Smack. So the Liquidation obviously is drop defense, Leech Life recovery, and Skitter Smack is so I can drop my opponent's special attack. So it's really cool. So anyway, we get hit with Psychic here, and I thought, oh, we'll go for a max Flutterby. Now this will also drop their Golduck special attack, which is nice. It's going to put me in a nicer range to deal with it. So special attack down, I thought this is good. Even at Specs, it's still going to be slowly working me away, and I should be able to withstand it, even though I have quite little HP. I think I've got a chance. So I thought here, I was like, oh, look, I wasn't sure, and I thought, you know what, I'm going to go for the Leech Life because I'm going to need that extra HP back at this point. He does live, which was a little bit of a problem, but I was like, that's fine. I've got more HP than I had before I even get the Lefty's recovery. So I'm going to be sitting in an okay area at the moment. And yeah, so anyway, I thought this could be a sweep. Then I'm going to get hit with the Psychic, and I thought, you know what? This turn I went for the Stockpile. I thought with the Stockpile I'm going to be taking even less damage because there is a Pokemon coming in that could have something to hit me quite hard with. So I'll deal with that anyway. So I lose probably a tiny bit of HP there, but that was fine. I thought I'll get a little bit more back here, lose a little bit less here, and then I was like, no! I was like, bloody hell. critical hit there. Now, Sarge was really annoyed with this Araquanid's work, and to be honest, and just how things were going. Sorry, not with the like, no one liked that, but I'll tell you, you'll see in a minute where Sarge got annoyed, and we can all see why. But I can tell you now that Golduck took the luck and anything from the rest of the team. So here I went, he actually predicted the water move and swapped. Now, the thing is, my Lapras only has one attacking move, because as you can see now, you've probably seen the two moves, you can guess the set idea. I'm Whirlpool Perisong set, and I run Resto Chesto with Charm as well. So that way if somebody is doing a bit of damage, or I need to stop someone doing damage, I can do that. So anyway, I swapped into my Reboot. Not sure what I expected. Now, Reboot, I am actually a Choice Banded set, which is actually really good. Reboot has decent speed and attack, and quite high speed. I think it's 98, around that. I could be off by a little bit, but it's quite good. So I will outspeed generally a lot of things, so I don't have to stress. And then I'm running Gunk Shot, Bounce, U-Turn, and Flare Blitz. So anyway, I'm down to their last two. Maractus is down, so all I have to deal with is this Sandshrew. Now, this was the one I was a little bit worried with, because I know if I don't outspeed, it might have something strong, and it can carry the Stone Edge, which does give it a boosted critical hit rate, which still isn't amazing. I think it's something around 8-point-something%, but still, you know, don't want it. So anyway, I thought I'll go for a Flare Blitz. I still do some nice damage, and I get the burn. I was like, oh my god, my luck at the moment, except for that one crit. And so he's going to go for the Max Quake. It's actually a good idea to boost his special defense. Obviously, I'm hitting physically, but the Pokemon I have sitting out the back could be hitting specially. We'll have to wait and see. But it's not a bad idea, especially with such a defensive Pokemon. But honestly, that burn, that was the part Sarge was like, this is honest to God so stupid. And I was like, yes, but I'm liking the luck. So I'm going to bring in Shelmet. Now, I really think this is a cool set. Now, this is without any boost. Now, he is burned, but he still wouldn't have been able to one-shot me without being stabbed, which he isn't. And he's going to set up the Sandstorm. This Shelmet is a Yawn, Curse, Leech Life, and Recover set. So that way I've got two accesses to recover if Leech Life's not doing too much damage, or it's early on, or something resists it. I can still recover myself up as well. Plus I can predict if, you know, a Protect or something that I don't want to attack on, I can go for the recover. So anyway, I'm taking even less damage now thanks to the Curse. So I just went here, I went for the recover itself, because as I said, I can get myself up a nice chunk of HP. Now, as much as I could have gone for a Leech Life and do a bit of damage, it wasn't going to be anything close to that recovery, so it's putting me in nice range. I generally wanted to stay up higher while the Sandstorm was happening, because if anything, if I get knocked low, the Sandstorm could push me into takeout range. So anyway, he goes for the knockoff, which does get rid of my Eviolite, which is a little bit of a problem there. He actually gets a crit, but not that it does too much. And I'm like, alright, well, I can work with that. I can do it. I mean, I'd rather not, but now I've got two curses off. I can generally take decent hits. So I'm just like, can this Sandstorm subside? But unfortunately it doesn't. Now he starts playing out the Stone Edge. So he misses the Stone Edge there, and I was like, oh, you poor thing. I am so sorry about this. I mean, I'm sorry, not sorry, because I'm really excited with how we're going. But, you know, sorry. And I was like, okay, well, we got a bit of recovery, bit of damage from this and that. I was like, hoping, you know, see how we go. Sarge goes for another Stone Edge, misses again. I was like, holy shit. I do miss there myself with the Leech Life, but I was like, two misses, oh my gosh. So anyway, goes for a Stone Edge here. I was like, no crit there, thankfully. And I'm able to get another Leech Life off. All it is chip damage, and that's enough to take out the Sandshrew there, which is nice, because I'm going to be sitting in alright range to come in against the Golduck. The problem is, though, now I've lost my Eviolite. So with the problem there is Shelmet, I've run max defense, max special defense, because the Eviolite boost is what I was after. I know I don't have massive HP, but I'm not too small there. So I do get critted again. Apparently, as I said, Golduck's taken all the luck that was needed, but it was fine. So I had this guy left to deal with it, Charmeleon. I do have a Dragon Dance set on this Charmeleon, but I didn't want to waste the time. Now, this is the Pokemon I rebred because he was extremely low, and I thought there's no use making a Pokemon with crappy IVs where I can make something that's a bit better and I can use more. Now, I could have got him to level 100, but I wasn't going to waste a gold bottle cap on this when I could make something decent quite quickly. Didn't add any egg moves or anything on from what anything had. I just made sure the stats were at least passable. So I do end up winning that one 2-0 there, and I can tell you now, Sarge didn't love that battle, and I can understand why. Being on the receiving end of that type of gameplay isn't always fun. So anyway, now we're against Ian here, and Ian's going to lead off with Maractus, so both these battles I end up versing Maractus, and I get to lead off again because I'm leading off with my Delibird. Now, I like this Delibird set, but it's not an easy one to get working. So we are a Hustle Delibird, so I max speed, max attack. And I've got Triple Axle, Seed Bomb, Drill Peck, and Endure, so I can endure a hit. So anyway, I actually got fucked up this battle because, and this is simply because, my Joy-Cons were going flat, so I had to use my shitty ones, which have a Joy-Con drift. So here I end up using Max Overgrowth instead of my Max Flying move. So that way, instead of, I can't think of the word, it's gone out of my head, but instead of getting a speed boost and most likely destroying this Maractus, now it may have lived, but there's a good chance I could have killed it, and I would have been able to get rid of him now. So worst case scenario, he lives and has a one layer of spikes up. So I was like, you've got to be kidding. So this time I thought, oh, I'll go for it this turn, and he brings in Sudowoodo, and I was like, oh, far out. Max Airstream, there it is. So this turn I made sure it didn't screw up on me. I still do okay damage, to be honest, to being a Sudowoodo, which, you know, quite defensive and and resists it quite well. So I wasn't unhappy about that. I go for the Max Overgrowth. The unfortunate thing is being flying, I don't get the boost from grassy terrain, which would have been enough to kill him. But it's alright, so I'm going to get hit with a head smash, and unfortunately that will be enough to take me out. So I would have loved to have seen myself start off correctly there with the Delibird, but even without Joy-Con drift, this sort of would have dealt with me pretty well, most likely sturdy. So actually no, he might be he didn't take any recoil damage there, sorry. So anyway, I thought, oh well, I'll bring in my my Raboot because I'll be able to take him out. I ended up going for the Flare Blitz because I thought, even though I take a bit of recoil damage, anything coming in is going to take a decent hit from a Flare Blitz after this, so I'm not too worried about being locked into it. I could have gone for the U-turn myself, and then I could have swapped out into something else, but I wasn't too afraid. Unfortunately, I didn't protect the Sucker Punch, and I really should have swapped. So anyway, we're going to get Tiger, the Torracat, coming in, and I get, you know, I get an attack drop, and I get faked out, and I was like, alright, well, now I kind of wish I went for U-turn, because Raboot, like, I can tell you, Raboot was one of the stronger outputters. Like, there were games where I versed randoms online, and Raboot claimed a couple of lives where not much else on my team did, which is why I didn't use any of them. They weren't great battles, but Raboot was able to claim one or two. Anyway, go for a Flare Blitz. That isn't even a critical hit. That is just not very effective. If I was not intimidated, I could have possibly taken that thing out there. It would have been a lot closer nonetheless, which is awesome. So now I brought in Charmeleon. Unfortunately, because of the spikes, I can't get my Focus Sash off, which is a shame because this Charmeleon set is Dragon Dance, Fire Punch, Thunder Punch, and then Acrobatics. So I do get critted there with a U-turn, and Tiger loses some HP, but I'm okay with that, you know? I'm fine. We've got the Basculin coming in because I actually didn't think whatever he pulled out he would be able to kill me from that range. So I ended up going for a Dragon Dance, and pretty happy I did. So anyway, I went for the Thunder Punch this turn, and as soon as I did, I was like, I know what he's doing. He's swapping into a Mulga. This is a Mulga now. I was like, obviously we have Motor Drive here, which I was correct. So this thing is now going to get a speed boost, and that is a shame because if I predicted that swap, we could have made good use of the Dragon Dance, but unfortunately Charmeleon doesn't get to shine here. Another Pokemon which on some random battles did claim a couple, but here not so many. So here we had Trapinch and Shelmet coming in for a face-off, and I was really happy with this because I thought whatever he's going to pull out over there with the Trapinch probably is dealable with the Shelmet, so I was pretty happy with that. But we ended up getting a swap, which isn't too bad. I get a free curse off, and I'm not unhappy about that. Plus, my only attacking move here is super effective, so I should be able to do okay. Anyway, then he pulls out the Leech Seed, and I was like, oh, I don't like that. So I'm going to go for the Yawn. I kind of wish I didn't, really, because I was like, I could have gone for a heal with a, you know, Leech Life and got an idea, or I could have got another boost off, so I'm going to be hitting harder later. But, I mean, the Yawn could have been fine as well, like, if it gave me more turns. But I was like, alright, well, we'll see how we go. So I get the Leech Life, you know, that's fine, get the damage. And I'm like, okay, well, I'm not going to kill him this turn. Obviously, thankfully, we get a Rocky Helmet hit there. So I was like, okay, so first turn, I probably could have taken this Maractus out with Delibird. It probably would have been damn close. So I was really, really annoyed about that, looking back at this stage. So anyway, he falls asleep, he's still asleep, and I thought, well, I'm going to go for the Curse here because I don't believe, and without a crit, I'm going to be taking him out from this range. But after a Curse, I may have enough damage to be able to do it, and even if I don't, I will be hitting harder, you know, with not just on him, but on the following Pokemon. So I was like, cool. He wakes up second turn, of course, and then goes for Spiky Shield, and I was like, yeah, I don't like this. Like, stay asleep at least 2 turns. And I was like, well, even though I'm getting hurt now, at least I know next turn I can definitely make the hit. So I was like, okay, recover away. This is a pain in the ass. But he's then just going to set up the spikes. So I was like, again, really feeling the annoyance of that drift at the start, because these spikes could be very dangerous to me and my Pokemon entering the battlefield. So anyway, I get a crit myself there on the Leech Life, which I was extremely thankful for. That gives most of my HP back, and that's going to take him out. Even with the Rocky Helmet, I am still really happy where that HP range is sitting. So we're going to have Torracat come back in, and I was like, okay, well, I'm not too stressed about this. I mean, if we're going to get faked out, he might kill himself. He ends up pulling out the Flare Blitz himself. It isn't actually enough to take me out, and that is awesome because he's going to take himself down. But I thought, whatever he goes for, if I survive, if I can get a recover off, even if he doesn't kill himself, I'm going to be in a good range to most likely take what he could. Now, if he didn't kill himself with Flare Blitz, he could have the following turn and taken me down with him, but I got lucky around that. So anyway, I thought, okay, well, I may not have Spadef boost, but I might be able to deal with this a little bit. But I am wrong. This thing can hit alright hard. It stabs, so I was like, you know what, I don't have a problem. I thought, let's bring in Lapras. Generally, I don't really have anything at the moment left that can deal with this guy because we are both weak. So I'm going to get Air Slash, so I'm going to flinch. I get Air Slash, and I was like, alright, come on, this turn. And I get the Perish Song off, but I was like, I would have liked to have been able to get the Whirlpool off earlier or the Perish Song earlier without a flinch, because then I could have got a Whirlpool and held him in longer. But straight away, not wanting to be trapped in there, we're going to end up swapping to Trapinch. I just went for Charm here. I honestly thought I was dead, so I was really, really annoyed because I literally had all 4 moves worthwhile using. I could have rested myself back up. I could have attacked him, I could have Perish Songed him, but no, I wasted it. So I went for the rest of this turn, and I thought then I can swap out after this into my other Pokemon and probably deal with this and then have a healthier Lapras sitting in the back. Pop my Chesto Berry, wake up as I do, and his Perish count falls to 1. Well, my Lapras, he goes for Protect, doesn't get the double Protect, which I'm happy he didn't, because this Whirlpool's doing some nice damage. It makes me think last turn, I wonder if I should have just not gone for rest and just gone for it nonetheless. But anyway, I do an alright amount, but my Perish Song count drops to 1 and I'm going down. Now, I did try and swap, as I said, I was planning on it, but this thing has area traps, so yeah, I kind of stuck in here. So anyway, I thought, well, it's down to you, baby. You big old beautiful spider dupider. Araquanid, sorry. I was using my Dupider in a battle earlier today. So anyway, I'm going to get Earthquaked. You know, it's pretty meh. And I thought this is perfect because he can swap out if he wants. But a swap out's either going to give me a free hit or a free boost. And at this point, I'm happy with the boosts. So I'll get Stockpile 2. He's going to hit me here with another Earthquake. Generally, as I said, I'm not stressed. It's very, very minimal damage. And I can just heal myself up with multiple ways at the moment, but the leftovers is doing its job. I thought, well, I'm just going to take my third stockpile now, because more boosts the better at this point, because I have to deal with 3 Pokemon. Here he goes for another Earthquake, and ends up hitting me quite hard there, and I was like, God damn it. Oh my gosh, this is a crit. And I was like, at least it wasn't a move or a Pokemon that with a crit would have definitely taken me out at this point. I'm able to go on. So I go for the Leech Life here, and with the Leech Lives and the damage, I'm able to not just take him out, but get a bit of HP back to put myself in a much better position to deal with all this. So I was, you know, generally wondering how I'd do this. Now, I didn't have the most scary one coming in, but generally I had both boosts, all my boosts up from stockpile, that I was doing okay. Now this thing has a Life Orb, goes for Psychic Fang. I thought that was pretty cool, because he really didn't have generally too much to go with. I do love Basculin, like, don't get me wrong, I love Basculin. But I just really, really wanted this battle to go well, because I'd had some very average battles. If you hadn't noticed it yet, the problem with my team is we are all weak to rock. Delibird 4 times so it didn't matter who I used. If they had a good rock person, and I did verse someone who had an Dusk form, Lycanroc with Accelerock, it was a pain in the ass after a Swords Dance. So anyway, my lefty's recovering, my Leech Life, all that is going to put me back to full HP, coming in against the Emolga here. And I'm really happy about that. I'm really excited, because now he's going to Dynamax, and that's all good. But I think with all my boosts at max HP, I may, and I mean may, be able to deal with Emolga, as it has both types of super effective against me, one against each type. I wasn't sure what we were going to see, but we see the Max Lightning, probably the stronger of the 2 max moves that he could use, and he doesn't really need to improve his speed. So we get the 3-minute, warning, but that's fine. So we're like, alright, just make sure we don't take too long. So I go for Skitter Smack. Now I'm able to make really, really nice use of a move that I don't think you still get to see too much, and I'm able to drop the special attack here of the Emolga. So now this Max Lightning, it last time hit at about, what, 50? Just under 50? That time it hit just over 30. So I'm really happy with how it's going. I'm dropping his special attack again. He has no swap options on him. And honestly, Araquanid, I'm like, are you pulling this around again? Like, I'm going to be pretty damn happy if you do. So I'm going to get Max Lightning again. I'm just sitting here waiting for the critical hit. We all know it's going to happen. We've seen it happen multiple times with me. I go for the Leech Life on his last turn. I thought I'd just get an idea on how much I'm going to heal off. Not as much as I'd like, so I thought, well, obviously I'm going to have to rely on more my liquidation than anything else, because we're not going to do much damage. But by dropping the special attack twice, I put myself in a nice spot. I'm +3 in defense, special defense, and he's -2 in special attack. So this is why I really like Skitter Stack, and unfortunately we don't get to see its animation, because I think it's pretty cool. But we're going to take the Emolga down there, and I end up winning that one. So it was a really nice work from don't do it again, Josh, Araquanid at the end. So it was a close one, honestly. Like, we both really enjoyed that ending. But guys, if you did enjoy today, we are going to Skitter Smack that like button. Don't forget Discord, Twitch, and Twitter, all linked in the description below. Click on that. Get onto Twitch generally, is because that's where I'm doing a lot of different stuff, Pokemon and not Pokemon, which is fine. Discord, and that is another good way to contact me. I'm trying to get more battles done, and I think I have another theme team on the way. So just being there is how you get involved. The comment section is a good way to, if you want to, general comments, or if you want to make suggestions about theme teams, or even challenges of what you'd like me to see, or that, then use that section. And finally, guys, if you'd like to keep up to date, show your support, or anything like that, then you can hit that sub button, even possibly ring the bell if you want. But anyway, guys, until my next video, I'll see ya.